Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing another anime thing. I know I keep saying we're not gonna talk about anime anymore, but the Crunchyroll Award just happened, which you know if you clicked on the video, because that'll be the title. We're just gonna be talking about the winners, um, the different categories and stuff like that. We're not gonna talk too much about each category. We're not gonna, I'm not gonna spend 5 minutes on each and every individual category, and it's definitely not just gonna be me listing the categories and who won. I will have some things to say here and there, but for the most part, it's we're just gonna dive straight into it. So the Crunchyroll Awards happened either Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day. I did watch them though. I was gonna make a video on it, right there and then, but I just haven't had the time. So I figured today would be a good day to get into it because we're not that far away. It did just happen. So we'll start off with the first category, which I'm pretty sure the majority of people saw this coming. The anime of the year was Solo Leveling. I wasn't expecting anything different. I don't think anybody else was expecting anything different. The only anime I really thought was contender, well, I guess there was two. Dan to Dan was really good, but it didn't have the same cultural, I guess, momentum behind it. Like it didn't matter if you were an anime watcher or not. A lot of people were watching Solo Leveling, just for the aura farming alone, which I mean, is enough, I guess. But yeah, Freerin was my personal select, but we'll talk about that more later. The anime movie of the year was Look Back, which I personally didn't see. I didn't spend the hour and a half, 2 hours before making this video to watch it. So if you've seen it, if it's good, if you would recommend it to others, put some information in the comments if you want. I just personally haven't. So I'm not going to talk too much about that one. And then there's Global Impact. So I'm guessing this was the one that had the most reach globally, which I'm honest to God surprised it wasn't Solo Leveling. It's Attack on Titan, the final chapter or whatever. Which, I understand. Some people have been watching Attack on Titan since. Oh shit! I couldn't even tell you. Maybe 2015. I couldn't even tell you when it first came out. It's been a long time running though, and yeah, so it makes sense that it did have such a global effect, if you will. The best returning series. This I'm honestly glad that this one won because I didn't think it was going to get any recognition this award season, just because the Hashira training arc was kind of not a letdown, but a lot of people were not super happy with it because it was the majority of it was just a lead up arc. Basically, it was leading up to the Infinite Castle arc that's coming out. So it was Demon Slayer. And I was happy with that. I was happy that it did get some recognition. And then the best new series, and this one I do disagree with, just because, again, the animations and the fights are what is carrying this series. If you can tell me five characters from Solo Leveling, I will say, all right. But you can't. You have Sung Jin Woo, man. That's it. That's all you have. Aura farming, and the fights are fantastic. The animation is really good, but the story isn't. The story isn't there. There was other animes that came out that were a little bit more unique, that still had good fights, good animation, good characters you can remember. That I think should have taken that spot. But again, Solo Leveling did win it, and I'm not hating. I do think it deserves its place there, but at the same time, there was others that I just think should have been there. There's a lot of Solo Leveling glazing going on. Best original anime. So I think I'm pronouncing this one right. I did watch it. It's on HBO Max if you want to check it out. Animation is fantastic. It's above Solo Leveling in my opinion. The animation is fantastic. The fights are crazy good. They're brutal, gory. If you're not into gore, don't watch it. But it's called Ninja Kunawai, or let me grab my little list here. Kanui, I think is how you say that, but it's on HBO Max. I'm sure I butchered that name, but it was really good. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about these animes too much, or this video would go on forever. But yeah, it's kind of like You know what? No, we're not gonna get into it. Just go check it out. It was really good. Best animation. Everybody saw this one coming. Again, I didn't think it was gonna get a lot of recognition, but I knew it would win this one, which was the Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc. Demon Slayer always, whenever there's a season or movie or something out for Demon Slayer, they win best animation because, as I've said in previous videos, they hold that standard for the top. And then moving on, we have best character design, which I agree with this completely. It's Dandadan. Between the ghosts, the aliens, the different characters that mix in between, the transformations of the two characters. If you haven't seen Dandadan, sorry, I'm going to spoil stuff. So you have your you have Okarun and then the other pink haired girl, and they're possessed, right? And just their characters alone are so interesting and different from each other that it doesn't feel like you're just watching like a clone of each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you're watching Dragon Ball, like you don't expect a Saiyan to look different. You have your Super Saiyan 4, but it's the same general design up through 1, 2, 3, and 3 stage, or however you want to say it, Super Saiyan 3. They definitely went all out with designing these different characters and stuff, and it was pretty impressive. So that was well deserved in my opinion. And then you have your best director, which, thank God, I thought Frieren was just going to get overlooked for everything. I was really happy to see that they did win some awards this year. If you haven't seen Frieren, if you want something emotional with still decent action, the plot is not anything super crazy original, but it's everything that's going on through this adventure that they're doing that make this story so unique. So Frieren did win Best Director, which I 100% stand behind. Best Background Art, again, was Frieren. Again, amazing story. Go check it out if you haven't yet. And I agree with it. The background art and the things going on in the background during these emotional moments and monologues and different things like that, they really set the tone and made them more dramatic in a way that was just beautiful. So Frieren took that one home as well. Best Comedy, Mashal won that one, Magic and Muscle, which that was a toss-up for me. It was either Dandadan, which I personally got more laughs out of overall, or this one. I was fine with either one winning. They were both excellent animes. Best Action, do I need to say it? Solo Leveling was one best action, which I agree. Like I've said, it's a good anime. The fights are fantastic. They're top tier fights. So I did assume that Solo Leveling was going to take that one home, and they did. Best Isekai, I'm not gonna lie, I disagree with this one. Just because I don't hear anybody talking about it. For me, these awards aren't just like just because, right? Like I do think the culture needs to be behind it a little bit. That's why I'm not pushing back too much on these Solo Leveling wins, because they're my opinion. I know that the majority of people who are in my as I said, my opinion, glazing Solo Leveling, it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own. ReZero did take it home. I do think it should have been Frieren for that one, but hey, it's still a good anime. The Return by Death, if you haven't seen it, it's got a lot of crazy moments in it, and it's a good watch. Go check it out. Best Drama, and I did see this one coming. It was Frieren again, so that's number 3, and it 100% deserves that. There's nothing out this past 24 year that I think held the same weight in its plot, in same emotional moments in its plot, that it in a way that is a drama. There's obviously emotional moments when a character dies or certain events happen, but overall being a drama, Frieren takes it home, and I'm glad to see it won that one. Best main character, this is the one that I definitely pushed back on the hardest. The rest of them, like I said, it's a cultural movement. Solo Leveling killed it. It did not, in my opinion. Sung Jin-woo is not the best main character. He's an aura farmer, bro. That's what he does. He just, fucking something badass is happening in the background. His hands are in his pockets. You know what I mean? He's getting attacked. Hands in pockets. Paparazzi is around trying to take pictures of him. He flash steps out of there. Like, it's just aura farming. puts up the hood really quick. He's a very basic character. I mean, his motivation in the beginning is one of his only really defining features, but even that's not entirely unique. If you haven't seen it, it's to help his mom get unsick because she has what's called a magic disease, and for those people who don't have magic, it puts them in a comatose state. But I don't think he is any kind of best main character. In my opinion, I think Dandadan should have won that. I think Okaroon and Momo are much better characters with more fleshed out personalities, not just aura farming. But hey, again, I didn't decide these. The people spoke, so we'll let it go. Best supporting was Fern. Again, Fern is a fantastic character, and I would put Dandadan or Frieren as, possible runner-ups for best supporting character. So I'm glad one of those two won. It could have been either or for me. Protect at all cost. I swear every time there's a new Spy Family series, Anaya wins because she's just this cute little girl who's like, who knows about all these terrible things that are going on around her, but she can't really speak up about it. Not terrible, but you know what I mean. Like, her dad's a spy and her mom is an assassin, so you got to protect this little child. But yeah, so she wins every time. Best anime song. I don't know the actual pronunciation of this. It's Onton, I think it's Ontanaki. I don't know. It's the Dandadan intro, which I knew was going to win. So, funnily enough, Mashal, Magic of Muscles, and Dandadan, they both share the artist for the it's Creepy Nuts. They made the intros for both songs and both animes, and honestly, in my opinion, either or could win. They're both fantastic songs. I listened to the Dandadan, that song, and then the Magic of Muscle song I listen to on a regular. I have it on Apple Music. And then best anime opening, obviously Dandadan won that. I think everybody saw that one coming. The intro for Dandadan was half the reason I think a lot of people started watching it, because it went viral online. Just the intro, not the not anything other than just the intro was shown, and people were like, "Oh fuck, I gotta watch this." So yeah, I figured again it could have been either or. It could have been Magic or Muscles, Mashal, or it could have been Dandadan. Either way would have been fine, but Dandadan did take that one home. And then best anime ending was Solo Leveling. I didn't even sit through it, so I have no idea. You can leave in the comments if it went hard, but I didn't watch it. I assume it was good. Every time this episode would end, I just click done. I will give Solo Leveling this. It definitely made you want to see more. Like, the fights were good, and that's why I'm fine with the Anime of the Year thing. The fights were so good that when you were done watching it, you were like, fuck, I need the next episode. And that's something that a lot of animes I don't think pulled off the same way that Solo Leveling did. So I'm not pushing back too hard on Anime of the Year. I just had a personal favorite. So obviously I'm being biased, but it definitely did earn the rewards that it got. This is definitely a more fair list than last year. JJK took everything home. It felt like, even stuff that didn't make sense. So this is definitely a less bias vote for me. But yeah, it's what I expected. You know what I mean? It's Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling came out. I knew it was gonna sweep a lot. Frieren took more than I was hoping for, and then you had some randoms in here that weren't as popular that did get some kind of recognition. I did think Kaiju number 8 did deserve a little bit of recognition in here, just because it did come in pretty hard. The fights were good, the action was good, the animation was good. It didn't get any recognition this year, which I thought was kind of strange. I'm not gonna do any of the best voice acting best voice acting categories, because I'm personally not listening to the Italian dub or the German dub or anything like that. But I will give recognition for the best English voice actor, because I'm English. I'm an American, so I speak English. Alex Lee did take it home, and that is a solo leveling. He did Sung Jin Woo, 100% deserved. He absolutely killed it. You know, people can say the show is glazed. I'll make remarks like that sometimes too. But Alex Lee absolutely killed it. He kills it in every anime he's in. Honestly, he doesn't get enough recognition. I bet a lot of people don't know that the same guy who played Sung Jin Woo also plays Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, because their voices are so different. He also plays the guy from Demon Misfit Academy or whatever. He kills it in that. His voices are so unique. He can pull really, really deep and sound like this deep badass, but he can also pull really high and sound like this nerdy guy. So it's like you got to give him respect where respect is due. So Alex Lee did come in and clutch that win for the best anime dub. So definitely respect on that. I'm not gonna stick around too long and yap your fucking ears off. That's just a few of my opinions on who won. That's going through the categories, and that's gonna be it. So thanks guys for showing up. If you guys want to see more content like this, or you want to see me talk about other things like I've said in the past, I'd love to talk to you guys about other things. Just leave it in the comments, leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and we'll see you later. Wink, wink. Take it easy.